Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is the case of the Idaho quadruple murders that happened on the 12th to the 13th of November 2022. I've seen this clip before, I'm sure many of you all have. And I came across a YouTube creator trying to explain that this is the same guy that came from the Bandfield stop. He was one of the 3 miners. To start with, let's try and understand that when it said minors, it doesn't mean they're under 18 years old. It just means that they're not allowed to be drinking. They're not 21 yet. Or they can be drinking. I'm not sure how the rules work in Idaho. So if it's true that this is one of the people from the Bandfield alcohol miner stop, then that brings more doubts. That's more concerning. Because clearly those guys was lying to the police by saying they did not know which party they came from and which address. So after the police stop, for him to be coming and peeping inside the dustbin or throwing something or picking up something could mean anything. He could have been throwing out a weapon, allegedly. He could have been throwing drugs, allegedly. He could have been throwing anything. He could have been throwing a piece of paper. But I believe he needs to be investigated. Everyone was ruled out too quickly. Why would somebody come so late at night and try and take something from the bin or put something in the bin? The white thing he has on his hand is a mobile device. The timing was around 3:16, and Kaylee Congal's phone was last working at 2:56. What is he collecting from the bin? What is he putting in the bin is the question. He spends time near that area. So I guess it's one of these 3 guys. I believe the guy towards the left. Why was he playing with the bin? Oh, let me correct my words. What was he getting from the bin? What was he putting in the bin? And the one on the right won't put his hands down, would he? You can see Maddie's jacket over there. Is that why they're so nervous? Later on, you see him putting his foot on it. I believe he was scared that the police officer would see it. Look at the one in the middle, wearing sunglasses or whatever glasses he's wearing. He has his hands in his pocket and he still has the black glove on. You can see the black part. I wonder if there was a bet with the Sigma Chi boys, because they started sending each other Venmos right after the quadruple murders. Did someone have beef to settle? Allegedly. I'm just speculating. I always like to look at the surroundings and look at people's behavior. What I see in this picture is obviously students who are shocked about what happened. But the girl on the right looks like she knows something. Like this is something that shouldn't have happened, but she's shocked. She's literally shocked. I wonder if she knows who did it or who could have done this. Because you can see it's not tears, but it's a shock of knowing what happened. Or maybe she's just shocked that it happened so close to home.
1, 2, 3, 4. Almost as though they're walking in single file. Out at night at 3 o'clock in the morning, actually closer to 3:12 in the morning. And as you watch those four figures, remember, police say the murders happened between 3 and 4 in the morning. Did those people see something? Who are they? Have police track them down, ask them any questions, rule them out. And again, if they're ruled out, did they see something as they were on foot, walking just steps away from where the murders happened? We do not have the answers to this, any of it. But as usual, our senior national correspondent, Brian Enton, is live on the case. And tonight he is standing in that exact location, right where that body cam action took place. So Brian, for us looking at it on television, it's hard to get the exact perspective of where the officers were standing, what direction their body cams were pointing, and where those four mysterious figures were walking from and to, and how far away they were from the actual murder scene. So can you take me there and help us get a feel?
Yeah, it's very confusing when you're looking at the body camera video, so hopefully we can give you some perspective. This is Bandfield. This is where the alcohol call came in. The young men were here in the field when the police first showed up. That is the Sigma Chi fraternity house right there. So the police walked those young men across the street. This is Taylor Avenue, right to this spot right here. I was able to identify it because of the fire extinguisher. And they were standing. Body camera video was pointed this way, and it is over my shoulder where you could see very faintly what looked like several people walking fast or almost running by in the background. And I want to walk you over, Ashley, and give you a little more perspective. It was somewhere in this area right here, and we can tell because we analyzed these lights of this little apartment building. It was somewhere right in this area. There's another big apartment building here. The question you might be having is, how close is this to the house where the murders happened? Mo is going to point in that direction. Our producer is up there. She's going to flash a flashlight, Ashley. You see that flashlight flashing right there? That is right in front of the house where the murders happened. So it's all very, very close.
So what we're effectively seeing is, like, if my eyes don't deceive me, about 200 yards away from where Mo is flashing the light at the murder scene, those four figures were walking where you're standing. It's that close.
It's that close, and it appears, again, it's so hard to see it in that body camera video, but when we zoom in, it does appear that the figures are walking / running from the direction of where the house is where the murders happened. At first, I thought they were just walking down Taylor Avenue, but when I got out here and really looked at everything, it appears they might actually be coming somewhat from the direction of the house.
And then just point to what direction they're headed. From where I'm looking at you straight on, just point the direction they were headed.
Okay, let me show you again. So up there on the hill, that's where the flashlight is flashing. That is where the house is, where the murders happened. It appears they were coming from that direction, and that they were going this way, back towards Bandfield, back towards the Sigma Chi house, where the police were.
And sometimes I just want to make sure our audience is clear. It sure sounds like you're saying Bandfield, like the name of this show, or my last name. It is BAND, as though it's a school band, and that is their field. It is the school band's field. So, but what I'm really curious is when you showed me Mo or Lauren flashing the light up at the murder scene, it looked like that's the walkway that you have shown us that leads down from the house. So is it feasible that those 4 people were coming down that walkway?
It's possible, and you know, I can't tell for sure. It's impossible to know for sure. Were they coming from that direction? Were they sort of walking along Taylor Avenue, and it just appeared they were walking that way? We don't know. I can't tell you from being out here for weeks, especially when there were more students here. This is a very busy area. You've got the frat and sorority houses. You've got a ton of apartments right here. So, you know, it doesn't mean that they're involved. I mean, and even at 3 a.m., I mean, there was the drunk kids in the field. There's all sorts of partiers walking around. I mean, you know, the likelihood is these were just some college students walking around in this area. But what do they know? Did they see something?
So was this all maybe a vendetta, a revenge from someone in the Sigma Chi fraternity? Or someone who lives nearby, like the Bandfield, towards the Bandfield and behind. It's strange that the 4 figures were seen from the body cam, the police body cam, of where the 4 or the 3 minors were stopped. Quite interesting. And they did not look like they were walking, they looked like they were running. So how many people could have been involved? Please like, share, and subscribe. This is for entertainment purpose only.